Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Whitfield. I'm the independent candidate running for United States Senate here in Arkansas. Give me just a minute here. I'm trying to get everything all set. Had a busy day today, so getting ready to start dinner and hopefully answer some questions and do dinner at the same time. All right. But we did have a little bit slower week this week. I got a few things done. We got a lot of signatures. So we're going to kind of go over my schedule for this upcoming week, what I did this week, as well as what I did today. We actually had a really fun day today. Can't wait to tell you all about it. All right. I'm just trying to get logged on with my computer. That way I can, see the comments as they come, answer any questions anyone may have. So, all right. I got a couple people on, 5. I'm going to give it just a minute so we can kind of fill up, get some others on. And while it fills up, I'm going to start this. Get this going. All right, so tonight on Cooking with Dan, I'm making some venison ribs and salmon. All right. So we'll get that going. Already got that out. Awesome. So this week, let's see here. I think I did my live stream last Sunday. We did it a day late because we had an event Saturday. Tuesday, let's see here. I had a meeting Tuesday evening. It was Super Tuesday, March 3rd. Miss Phyllis had invited me over to her house. I was able to meet with some wonderful people, answer questions, do a Q&A. It went really well. Thank you all for joining me and attending that night. It was nice meeting so many wonderful people. And then Wednesday, I had a meeting in Little Rock in the morning. And then after my meeting, I went down and I met with the Logan County Democratic Party. I did a Q&A there, and that went really well. Everything's been going really well. Your support is so amazing. I guess there's really not a whole lot to update about. We can talk about signature collection, of course. That's what's most important. So my name is Dan Whitfield, and I am an independent running for the U.S. Senate. And as an independent candidate, I need 10,000 signatures to get my name on the ballot. Right now, we're somewhere around, I want to say 2,500 in hand. So we are making progress, but I need more. We've got to get a few more signatures coming in. I need an average of about 260 signatures per day right now to make sure we keep on goal and hit our target of 17,500. I've got my volunteers are all coming together. We're getting more organized, and as the weather's starting to warm up finally, we're able to get out and get more signatures. Everyone's been doing a great job. Thank you all so much for the help. I'm working on getting some calls. I'm going to be doing weekly calls with a lot of my volunteers. So if you are helping collect signatures and you're part of our volunteer group, I'm going to get to the point here in the next, I want to say 2 weeks, where I'll call y'all, once a week, and we can kind of touch base, go over where you're at, what you need, how I can help you, and continue, with our signature collection. Let's see here. Yup, it's starting up back there. Awesome. So, a few other things to go over when that steak. I'm actually not doing steak. I am doing venison ribs tonight. There's not a whole lot of meat on them, but I'm excited. Oh, it just kicked on. Oh, getting smoked out. All right. So let's see. Some other things to go over today. We spent the morning and afternoon in Pea Ridge at the military memorial. It was really cool. Got to see a Civil War reenactment a little bit. Got to participate a little bit. Saw some cannons get fired. Learned about our history. It was a really awesome day. I had intended to collect signatures today, but I had realized a lot of the people attending this event were from out of state, and it ended up just being a great day to go out, meet some people, shake some hands, and learn about Arkansas history, which was important, and we had a great time. My daughter even had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Let's see here. So, some other updates. We have some very busy weeks coming up. We have St. Patrick's Day that's going to be here any day now. And I'm going to be spending 3 days in Hot Springs, not this upcoming week, but the week after. I've got a few different events I'll have posted on my website here later this evening if I can get some time to update everything. And I'll get you all informed about that. If you give me just 1 second, let me grab one thing. No, I'm started. I just had to grab my scheduling book real quick. Alright. So, sorry, we had just gotten back from Pea Ridge, and I didn't have time to make my normal notes that I usually use. So, this upcoming week, on Thursday, I'll be in Little Rock for a firefighters union. I was invited there. Hopefully I'm going to have a chance to speak to some firefighters and see in what ways our firefighters could use some more support. I do know here in Arkansas, it's either 84 or 87% of our firefighters here in Arkansas are volunteers. How amazing is that? People willing to put their lives on the line to save people, and a majority of them are all volunteers. I'm pretty sure Mr. Jim will be able to correct me with that exact number. I think it's at 84% though. So that'll be really cool, and that's going to be this upcoming Thursday on the 12th in Little Rock. On Saturday the 14th, we are going to the pub crawl in Fort Smith. I'm not sure exactly what the location was. Let's see, Bryant. Soon, Monica. I'm not sure the exact location of the pub crawl, and I'll let you all know as soon as I do. That's this next Saturday, which means I'm also not going to be doing my live stream on Saturday next week. I'll be doing it on Sunday. Sunday, we have Women in Politics, which is going to be at 1:30 p.m., and that's on Mount Hebron Road, so I believe that's in Fayetteville. So on next Sunday, I'll be in Fayetteville for the afternoon, and then I'll come home after that, and I'll do my live stream. And then, yeah, a very busy week after that. Let's see here. On the 16th, Mount Sequoia Retreat Center at 6 p.m. I need to look into that and reach out. 17th, I'll be in Hot Springs for the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is going to be on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I have a meeting, I believe, with the Garland County Democrats on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. And then Thursday, in Hot Springs as well, I'm meeting with the Saline County Progressives. And, also, and make sure you check my upcoming events on my website, because I do have a lot coming up. So on March 19th, on Thursday, at 12 o'clock noon, I'll be at a Collective Coffee for a meet and greet. So that'll be from like 12 to maybe 4 or 5. Y'all can come, meet me, ask questions, and anything like that. And then after the meet and greet at Collective Coffee, then I'll be going to the Saline County Progressive meeting and meeting with them. So very busy next 2 weeks. So if you would like to get a group of people together and you wanted to have me come and speak with y'all, answer any questions y'all have, let me know and I can get you scheduled into my book. It's just filling up really fast, so make sure you hurry up with that. Let's see. Our whole town's fire department is a volunteer one. Wow, that's so amazing. Wonderful people. And my great-grandfather was a member of the Dutch Creek Volunteer Fire Department in Yell County. Awesome. Oh, my mother and my father were volunteer firefighters when I was young. And, you know, it's a lot of hard work and it's dangerous, and we need to make sure that we can give some kind of, incentive to our volunteer firefighters, whether it's some kind of tax exemptions, or we got to figure some way to pay back the people that are, volunteering their time to take care of us. Let's see here. Percentage of volunteer firefighters versus paid firefighters varies. Your figures are good enough. Arkansas's percentage of volunteers one of the highest rates in the nation. Amazing. Are you and Rotten Cotton going to have a debate? Mr. Johnny, yes, sir. We are going to have a debate. His campaign had reached out to me a while ago to open up a dialogue and said that they will debate me, just let them know when. So I'm waiting until after our signature collection, so it'll be after May 1st. I don't want to tear him up and make him look how terrible he really is and let them realize that he's not going to win in November until after we have our signatures turned in, so they don't try to get any, ideas with having signatures thrown out or anything like that. The more under the radar we can be until after the signature collection, when my name is actually on the ballot, the better. Let's see. And, throughout, if you all have any questions, feel free to answer, or to ask them and I'll answer. So, another thing that we started this week is we started a private volunteer group where if you have received signatures and you're helping with signature collection, I've been sending out invites to this group and we're coordinating through there. So if you do have signature sheets, send me a message and I'll get you invited to our private group and we can help coordinate and get as many signatures as possible. Joy, so the way it works is we need 10,000 verified signatures, but our goal is 17,500. That way, if they throw out 40% of the signatures and say they're unverifiable, we'll still have more than 10,000 and they won't be able to prevent us from getting on the ballot. Retired volunteer firefighter, $65 a month. Oh, that's wonderful. Not quite enough though. Especially if you were a volunteer firefighter for an extended period of time, I think it should be a little bit more than that. We'll have to figure out some kind of benefits that our volunteer firefighters can receive, because we don't show them enough appreciation for what they do. So some other things going on, just to think about and for next month, because April is fast approaching. Let's see. So for April, I did want to say there's a Green Heart Festival, and it's going on in Fayetteville on April 18th, 19th, and 20th. So I've been asked to participate in a panel on 4/18, and it's going to be talking about federally decriminalizing cannabis, how cannabis is affecting our communities in positive and negative ways, and seeing how we can, better protect our medicinal marijuana patients that have been having their constitutional rights taken away. It's very important for me, the whole cannabis aspect. It's a very important part of my platform because we've been punishing Americans discriminately, for the most part, on minorities. Right now, I believe there were, in 2016, 560,000 people were arrested for simple marijuana possession. 560,000 people had their lives changed for marijuana possession. I understand in some states it's a crime, but in 33 states it is not a crime. So why are people in one state having their lives ruined for doing the same thing someone in another state is doing and making a lot of money from? 560,000 people. How much money, how many tax dollars went towards processing these people, incarcerating them and so on? And once we start, getting them into the system for simple possession, then they usually graduate to higher offenses. So we really need to make sure we're taking care of America in every way possible. And a very important thing to me is the federal decriminalization of cannabis, including nationally expunging cannabis-related crimes. So if we were to do that, we could save so much money. here in Arkansas, we authorized $169 million to put in LaSalle, a private prison company's pockets, to house 500 Arkansans. 500 people are costing us $169 million when we could instead pardon 500 nonviolent possession offenders and use those 500 cells. We would be helping Arkansans, we would be making Arkansans' lives better, and at the same time we would be saving $169 million. And that's just how it affects us here in this state with that one instance. So that is a big part of my platform. Let's see here. Clowney did get a bill through the state legislature last year to provide 6-month sick leave benefits for paid firefighters who were diagnosed with cancer. Wow. This only affects 1,500 out of 14,000 total firefighters because volunteers are not covered, but it is helpful. Yeah, especially, I mean, when you are breathing in those carcinogens, when you're fighting fires, breathing in that smoke. I know we use respirators and try to make it as safe as possible for our, what's the word I'm looking for, emergency service personnel. But at the same time, that would be a great thing to extend to volunteers as well. It causes cancer breathing in smoke. So if you are literally exposing yourself to cancer for helping save lives, then I can understand how we should make sure those people are also positively affected by this legislation. Yes, it is against the law, and we need to change that law because it shouldn't be against the law. Let me read through a couple of these. But I'm going to have to flip my ribs in just a second. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at right now. We need to get with the signature collection. We need an average of 260 signatures per day to keep on schedule. Since it is warming up and I have more and more volunteers signing up every day and we're getting more mobilized and people are able to collect and turn in more signatures, I'm going to hold off maybe 1 or 2 more weeks before I spend $2,500 to purchase 1,000 signatures. And we'll see, if we're able to get back on track. And if we can get back on track in 2 weeks, then we'll not spend $2,500 on signatures. We just need to make sure we have enough signatures to get on the ballot, and at the same time, it's really hard to judge how many signatures my volunteers can commit to. And again, if you go to replacetomcotton.com and go to the signature, I don't have a problem with it if it's legal, absolutely. We need to replacetomcotton.com, go to the signature collection tab, and from that part of my website, you can actually, it has full instructions. You can download the petition file, you can print it, and it has to be on legal size paper. If you don't have access to print on legal size paper, you can go to Kinko's or Staples or Office Depot, and just on your phone, go to the website, and you can download the PDF and email it right to them, and they'll print it out for you. I believe it's 17 cents a sheet, so it's pretty cheap. And if you can just print out a sheet, have your friends and family sign it yourself, and then mail it into our P.O. Box, which is also at that same link, replacetomcotton.com, and the signature collection tab. If you can do that, it would be really helpful. If we were able to get just, 2,000 people to print out one sheet and pledge to have that one sheet filled out and mail it in, that's 20,000 signatures. So if we can do something like that, we need to start getting a little more mobilized with our signature collection. And hopefully in the next week when I do my next live stream update, I'll be able to help, Oh man, there's birds flying around. Give me 1 second. So if we can really focus on signature collection, that's really big right now. The donations have been coming in really fast, actually. I really appreciate all the donations coming in. It's been amazing, this grassroots campaign. We're doing something that people don't think can be done. We're going to fight a multi-million dollar, out-of-state foreign-funded campaign by having just grassroots people like you and me run a campaign, for the people, by the people, and it's really awesome. Our average donation is still about $28. Let's see here. I mean, it's doing really good. I don't take money from political parties, political action committees, corporations, billionaires, special interests. All of our money's coming straight from y'all, and I really do appreciate it. And if you do have a few dollars to spare, you can go to replacetomcotton.com, and right at the top of the page, there's a link to donate. And every dollar helps. Even if you can only donate $1, that's still really helpful, and we would really appreciate it. Let me catch up on some of this stuff here. The only reason that pot is against the law is because the government is not getting any tax money off of it. Well, yes and no. So in Colorado, the government is getting tax revenue off of it. I believe they've already passed $1 billion in tax revenue, which is a ton of money. If we were to, well, I'm not going to even talk about recreational cannabis right now. That's not really the point of this, because I can't do that at the federal level. My federal job would be to federally decriminalize. That way states can vote on how they want to either legalize or not legalize cannabis. With Elizabeth Warren dropping out, many folks are trying to get the Senate switched now, so they're donating to campaigns now. Yeah, absolutely. I've even noticed, actually, my volunteer list has grown so much after Super Tuesday, because a lot of people who were working on other campaigns, those campaigns are now over after the primaries. So their candidates either didn't do well, or they're not going to be really busy until November. So, yes, Mr. John, I need to get to the Delta. If you're in the Delta, Mr. John, try to get like 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 people together and, ask them, try to get something scheduled and let me know, and I'll come out there and I'll see y'all. I'm still working on getting the ASU appointment going. It's just taken a while. I'm not getting a response back from the faculty for ASU, but I am working on getting out there. I know one of my volunteers is trying to get me a meet and greet scheduled in West Memphis, and I would like to be able to do that in the next couple weeks as well. So hopefully we can do that. That one will be fun. It'll be at a gun range, so we can do a meet and greet, and then we can shoot off some rounds. It'll be a lot of fun. So does anyone have any questions? I know we've only got 10 people on right now. I didn't have a super eventful week, so I don't have a whole lot to catch up with right now. There is a Young Democrats chapter at ASU and a Young Republicans. I've reached out to both of them. I'm just waiting to hear back. So a quick recap while we are only 24 minutes in. This is a really quick one. A quick recap of what we did this week. It wasn't a whole lot. I went to a meet and greet that a volunteer had set up in Fayetteville on Tuesday. She did just what I was asking y'all. She got like 10 or 15, I think there were actually like 15 people there. She got 15 friends to come together, and she invited me, and we had a great Q&A session. If you want to do something like that, get it scheduled, let me know, and I'll be there. After that, let's see, on Wednesday, I went down to Arkadelphia. I drove, I think, 590 miles on Wednesday. So that was quite a nice driving day for me. But we drove down to Arkadelphia, went to a meeting, did a Q&A, and then drove back home. And let's see, I guess the next really important thing is going to be Firefighters Union is going to be on March 12th in Little Rock. And then I will be in Hot Springs the 17th, 18th, and 19th of this month for a few different events in Hot Springs. So if you're over there in Garland County, you let me know, send me a message. I can, especially if you can volunteer to help at one of these events, send me a message and we'll get coordinated. And if anything, while I'm in Hot Springs, if you can get a group of people together, y'all can come down to Collective Coffee and do a meet and greet Q&A there as well. But I guess that's pretty much all I have for y'all. It's going to be a short one this week, unless anyone has any other questions, because there's no point in getting into my April schedule quite yet. It's still pretty early in March. But yeah, so signature collections, if y'all can help with that, that'd be really great. If you are collecting signatures and you have some sheets and you want a little bit of support, you can join my private volunteer group where we're organizing and trying to get people broken down into teams for the areas they're in. So just let me know if you'd like to take part in that. Oh, thank you very much. I love this tattoo. I wear it whenever I can. Today we went to the Civil War reenactment at the Pea Ridge War Memorial. It was a lot of fun. Got to meet some wonderful people, shake some hands. We are going to beat Cotton, absolutely. And not only are we going to beat Cotton, we're going to bring democracy to Arkansas. We're going to bring Arkansans' voices into the legislative process. And by that I mean, you could go to replacetomcotton.com, and there's a tab that says New Age Democracy and then Legislative Ideas. And you can go there, you can submit an idea for a law. I will post your idea for a law, and people can vote whether it's a good or a bad idea. And one time a month, whichever idea has the most positive votes, I will submit to Congress. So 12 bills per year will be created by Arkansans. And that's how I'm going to bring you guys into the legislative process. We have a lot of problems here in Arkansas. We are a very poor state, and we have very high taxes. And we need actual representation. And so we aren't only going to beat Cotton, we're going to get actual representation. We're going to transform our state from one of the worst economies in the country to being one of the best economies in the country. Absolutely. So yeah, especially over the last week, there's been a lot of stuff going on. And, you know, I'm not going to tell y'all what you want to hear just because you want to hear it. That's not me. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say, you know, what I think. And I'm sorry if we all don't agree on the same stuff. We all have our own opinions. And, you know, that's why, you know, I'm honest. I have integrity, and that's what makes me trustworthy. I don't really know how to articulate what I'm trying to say, but I don't know. You know, just, I'm going to be honest. I'm sorry. Whether it hurts me, even if it costs me votes, I'm an honest person. I'm going to be honest. And I'm not going to throw away my integrity just to make a couple people feel happy. Let's see. Do you have plan for coronavirus? Here, crickets. I mean, the coronavirus, it's finally here. I know we've got 99 travelers that are, you know, being looked at for possible coronavirus here in Arkansas. The best thing to do about coronavirus is don't touch your face, don't touch your mouth, don't touch your nose, your eyes, don't scratch your eyes. Try not to shake hands, wash your hands often. Hand sanitizer. I know it's already getting hard to find hand sanitizer. I keep hand sanitizer in my pocket because everyone always wants to shake my hand and I feel rude if I pull it back. So use hand sanitizer. And even after you've used hand sanitizer, when you get home, wash your hands as soon as you get home. Get some disinfectant spray. Spray the handles of your doors. Just take really simple precautions and you'll be okay. You can have coronavirus all over your hands, and as long as you're not touching your face, you'll be all right. If you don't feel good, it's really hard because we don't have paid sick leave here in Arkansas, which is something we need to fix. Stay home if your boss will let you. I know a lot of bigger companies right now, if you do have the capability to work from home, they're working with people and allowing them to work from home. I know Walmart is doing something like that. Even fist bumps, Mr. Jim, it's still, physical contact, but it is better than a handshake. I think a fist bump transfers like 90% less germs than an actual handshake because of the time of contact. I know some people are just going like this now, but again, if someone reaches their hand out, I have to take it, so I shake hands and I still use hand sanitizer. Curtsy and bows, yeah, that would be great. Give me one sec, I smell it. It's ready to play it. All right, it's just about done. So, any more questions or anything like that? Will Mayor started bowing to people on the show. Oh, that's really cool. I mean, I can try something like that. If you feel comfortable, go for it. Yeah, I mean, but that's the main thing with the coronavirus. Just hygiene. Have good hygiene. Make sure you take a shower every night in case there's something on you. Wash your clothes often. Don't let them build up. So as it starts to get warmer, the corona threat will start to subside. Let's see, because when it's cold, the coronavirus can live 7 to 9 days on a metal or plastic surface. 7 to 9 days. And as it starts to warm up, that lifespan goes down to 4 to 7 hours. So as it does start to warm up, it is going to kind of wind down, and we'll be able to relax a little bit. Just good hygiene is all you need to make sure that you're safe from the coronavirus. Don't touch your face. And I know there's this video going on Facebook right now going around about, I think she's a California Health Department official, and she's talking about, oh, don't touch your face, blah, blah, blah. She's like changing the pages of her book and licking her fingers at the same time. It's pretty funny. How are Arkansas farmers facing through the extension of tariffs? What would you propose to help? So right now, I believe this year alone, our bankruptcy rate among small farmers has gone up 24%, which is the most since, I believe, 2008. So we have small rural farmers filing Chapter 12 bankruptcy right now because of these tariffs. Historically, tariffs have never helped. I mean, this is history. It's not like we're trying something new. It's not a new science. We know that tariffs don't work, and American consumers are the ones that shoulder the burden 100% of the time. So we've got to get rid of these tariffs. Right now, 70% of agricultural subsidies go to 10% of agricultural business. So while we have, businesses profiting billions of dollars, they're taking billions in subsidies, while we have small Arkansas farmers that are filing Chapter 12 bankruptcy. So something we can do about that is we can find ways to reallocate some of that money to the small farmers that really need these funds. We shouldn't be subsidizing corporations that are profiting billions of dollars, especially while the ones that aren't are suffering and losing everything they have. Let's see here. Anyone have any other questions? I got 17 people on here. There's got to be one question I can get from you. And while y'all are writing your questions out, again, my name's Dan Whitfield. I'm the independent running for United States Senate. As an independent, I need 10,000 signatures to get my name on the ballot in November. So what that means is, right now, to keep on track, I need 260 signatures turned into me per day. Oh, the deer are coming. I'm surprised the deer are coming. I'm talking loud and stuff. I hear them in the woods. So 260 signatures per day to me. So if you're collecting signatures and you've got 1 or 2 or 3 sheets or filled something like that, if you could please, mail those sheets in. P.O. Box 5099, Bella Vista, Arkansas 72714. Get them mailed in, because as soon as I have them in hand, I can count them, add them into my count, and we can see where we are to keep on track. So yeah, if you could just help with signature collection, that's great. And in order to help with signature collection, all you have to do is go to replacetomcotton.com, go to the signature collection tab, and there's instructions right there on what to do. You can print the PDF file on legal size paper, sign it, have your friends and family sign, and mail it onto the P.O. Box, which is listed on that tab as well. What are my thoughts on the current situation with education in Arkansas? So, education is of most importance. The way that we train our future generations to take over our society is going to determine, the outcome of what we do. So, right now we have a really interesting, educational program, educational system here in Arkansas. In some parts of Arkansas, like in Little Rock and Northwest Arkansas, we have some of the highest paid teachers in America, but at the same time, in rural counties and rural areas, we have some of the lowest paid teachers in America. I believe the average teaching salary is like $36,000 a year. So we're having a hard time getting good teachers in places that we need them. And there are things we can do to fix this. I know some people want to just raise minimum teacher salary to $60,000 a year. I think that would be amazing, but we have to find a way to pay for it. I think the best way to address this problem would be to boost our rural economies, and we can boost our economies here in Arkansas. It's not it's not impossible, and there are ways for us to do it. One thing I really support is making hemp one of Arkansas's main products that we produce, export, and process. So back in the day, Arkansas was the number 3 hemp grower in the entire country. And then they made hemp illegal, and then we switched to different crops. Now our main crops are soybeans and rice. Now, I think we could be the number 1 hemp producer in America. We have all of this fertile land in the Delta region, so much fertile land, but at the same time in eastern Arkansas, in the Delta region, our population growth is going down 15% every 10 years. So we could use that land, that fertile land, to grow hemp. We could be the number 1 producer of hemp, and then we can be the number 1 exporter of hemp, and export hemp to all of these different states that need it. There are other things we can do with hemp. We can start building processing facilities all over the state in rural towns that need good jobs. We could be turning hemp into CBD oil, and I know y'all notice on your drive to work, whatever, there's CBD shops popping up everywhere. CBD is just the new thing right now. We could be turning it into CBD oil. We could be turning it into paper. We could turn it into building materials, clothing, baskets, plastic, biodiesel fuel. There's so many things we can do with hemp. Now, when I went to the Rural's Farmer Appreciation Fish Fair, I talked to hundreds of rural farmers, and they want to grow hemp, but the problem is they can't afford to get into it. They're having such a hard time right now, they can't afford the equipment, they can't afford the labor, and they don't know what to do. And that's why I propose reallocating some of our agricultural subsidies from going to corporations that are profiting billions into going towards helping Arkansan farmers get into the hemp business. That's just one way we can boost our economy. If we bring the hemp business here, then in these little towns where teachers are only making $36,000 because there's not enough tax revenue, we can help them get more tax revenue in with all of this manufacturing. Oh, I'm going to have to turn this off again. These are probably ready. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, it's all ready, hun. Oh yeah, we've got venison ribs and some salmon. Awesome. Thank you, hon. You might actually have to go in the front door, or okay. If you need to help, let me know. All right. So yeah, education is very important. We have to make sure we're taking care of our teachers because they are some of the most important people in our society. Let's see here. Yeah, the Little Rock School District is going up in flames. Absolutely. We need to make sure. There's so many different things going on right now. But yeah, we definitely have to stay behind Little Rock and help out our teachers. So did anyone have any more questions? Yeah, I got Monica's question. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a Little Rock School District. What is my career and profession, and how does that affect my objectives? Thank you, Allison. So, during the week, I work at JB Hunt in engineering and technology. My job, basically, JB Hunt, we use all of our own software, and we update all of our software, and before we release an update to our software, we test it. So, I do quality testing for our software. I look for bugs, and if there's bugs in the software, then we send it back to developers and they fix the bugs, and we don't push through The new software. And then, I've been doing that for, I passed 2 years at JB Hunt now. During the weekend for the last 5 years, I've been delivering pizzas for Domino's. Uh, it's good side money right now. Oh, a software developer, that's so hard. That's way harder than what I do. I basically work in automation. My job specifically has been to automate the testing process of our software. And now that I have automated, myself and a team of people, we have basically automated our jobs. So now we're actually really worried right now because they're talking about getting rid of our department. So we did our job. We did our job really good, and now that we did our job good, they don't need us anymore. So, those are just some of the dangers to automation. Automation has really positive things it can do for our society, and at the same time, there are some really dangerous aspects of automation. Some people might not know, but Andrew Yang, he's big on technology. This was something that was really important to him. By 2035, we are looking at a 40% unemployment rate. 40% unemployment by 2035. And a way you can bring that to scale is during the Great Depression, we were at a 25% unemployment rate. And this is because we're automating jobs. We're going to have to figure out exactly how we're going to allow automation to affect our society, if we're going to allow it to affect it in a positive or negative way. So many issues are asked of you that seem to be more in a wheelhouse state legislators. So when you're elected to the U.S. Senate, some of those issues are not going to be directly concerning you. You will be addressing federal level issues. Does that change some of your focus? Absolutely not. Even if I don't have the option to vote on something like that will affect particularly my state, I can always work with our state legislators to help them understand how legislation will affect their constituents when, for example, let's see here. We have the highest taxes in Arkansas. We have the highest taxes in America here in Arkansas. It is crazy to think of. And I can't really do a whole lot about that at the federal level. But what I can do is I can I can caucus with our state legislators and I can explain to them how this is hurting their constituents, how they can better help their constituents, and bring things like, that are concerns for my constituents, their voices up into those people's ears. I will have that extra influence that will really help. So even though I may not be able to directly affect very local matters here in our state, by being, our U.S. senator and representing us at the federal level, I will still be able to help us and give everybody a voice. Let's see here. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm excited for those ribs. Did anyone else have any other questions? I can do a quick summary. We're at about 6:45, so it's about that time now. So real quick, again, my name is Dan Whitfield. I'm the independent senator, or the independent candidate running for U.S. Senate against Tom Cotton. I will be an independent senator in November. And as an independent, I need 10,000 signatures to get my name on the ballot. We have more than 250 volunteers throughout the state helping out right now. Thank you so much, y'all. I really appreciate your guys' help. We need, on average right now, 260 signatures per day turned into my hands. So if you have a sheet or 2 sheets or 3 sheets, or even just have 1 or 2 signatures, please get them mailed into our P.O. box. That way I can get them in my hand and get them added into our account. It's looking really good right now. So because it's starting to warm up and we're getting more mobilized, I am going to hold off for another 1 or 2 weeks before I spend $2,500 to purchase a canvassing company to get 1,000 signatures, because it's kind of expensive, and I don't want to spend y'all's money like that if we do have the ability not to, to get volunteers to help do it instead. So if you can help collect signatures, that would be so great. Just let me know. If you would like me to send you some sheets because you can't print on legal size paper, send me a message with your mailing address and I'll get some sheets mailed out to you. On Monday, I have a stack of signature sheets that I'll be mailing out, I think, to like 25 new volunteers. So, thank you all so much for volunteering to help. If you are collecting signatures for me and you would like to join our private volunteer group, send me a message and let me know. We can get you invited in there. Yeah, isn't that amazing, Mr. Jim? It's just, It's so great. I know now that the primary season is over after Super Tuesday, I've been getting a whole lot of people wanting to volunteer to help because a lot of their time has been freed up. So that's wonderful. Um, if anyone ever has any questions, reach out to me. I handle all my own social media as much as I'm advised not to. I don't want to be someone who ignores my constituents. I want to respond. I want to answer your questions. I'm sorry if you don't always like what I have to say, but I'm going to be honest. That's just who I am. I'm honest. And if y'all, you know, can get some of your friends together and you would like me to come out for a Q&A or meet and greet, answer some questions, just let me know and I can get it scheduled into my book. Next week, the live feed, I want to hear my favorite joke. All right. I'll get a good one for you. I might even get a couple for you. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Thank you all so much for taking the time out of your evening to listen to my Q&A and my updates. If you guys, have any other questions, you can always ask me and I'll answer them. My Q&A for next week is going to be on Sunday because Saturday I will be, where am I going to be? I'm going to be somewhere on Saturday. I think I'm going to be in Fort Smith, probably drinking green beer and shaking a lot of hands like I shouldn't be. Get with Protect AR Voices. I will look them up. All right. I'll check them out. Thank you, Miss Allison. I do appreciate it. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, just let me know. If you want me to come do a meet and greet, get it all scheduled and set up, and then let me know, and I'll be there. But my name is Dan Whitfield. I am the independent candidate running for United States Senate here against Tom Cotton. My website is replacetomcotton.com. If you have any questions, just give me a call. My phone number's on there. My email's on there. Send me a text. I'll always answer y'all because I believe that a representative should answer to their constituents. That's why I'm running as an independent, because I don't think that a representative should answer to their political party. They should answer to you, the boss, the people who own the government. And, thank you all so much again for joining me tonight. And, I will see you next Sunday. We'll plan for, I have a conference call next Sunday. I'll reschedule my conference call on Sunday. So I'll see you 6 o'clock next Sunday. Thank you all so much. May God bless you. May God bless America.